Hey, good morning to you. It's Tuesday in Birmingham, Alabama. What's happening? Hey, this is Oz on Smash Bros Radio, the only digital award-winning radio station located in Alabama, Birmingham. What's up? Maz, you can find me. You can find us on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, YouTube, Instagram. So good morning to you. Moving kind of slow here. It's Tuesday. Halfway finished with April, about to hit May. Hope your day is going well. Hope that you've contacted those individuals who mean a lot to you. Make sure that they understand exactly your feelings for them. So we got a lot of events coming up. We have on May 18th to the 19th, we have the barbershop. Get my glasses on. You May 18th and 19th, you have the barbershop basketball tournament, 5-on-5, youth and adult competition, live DJ, entertainment, food trucks, pizza party, as well as a carnival. Kids are $10, adults are $15 for both days. Contact participating barbershops. For more information, you can call 205-200-9423. The four outstanding barbershops are, let me get the names right. Main Attraction, Barber and Style, 1011, Shop on 78, Linked Up, Cuts and Styles. This is a way of getting kids together, getting the family together. So please come out and support May 18th and 19th, 5-on-5 youth and adult competition. Look forward to seeing you there. The Man Project. Also, this is a time too that if you would to start looking into what you can do when it comes to giving back to the community. I know that some of us do have busy schedules and all, and so but if you like to mentor, if you like to volunteer, donate, sponsor, the Man's Project is the best place to do it. The Man Project Influence Today for a Better Tomorrow is an all-male mentoring program for males in partnership with Crescent Cultural Community Center, offering a hands-on workshop of professional tradesman Crazy Kid Williams, other mechanics professionals throughout Alabama to teach young men from ages 8 to 18 how to jack up a car, change a tire, check oil, transmission, as well as brake headlights. Teaching mechanical skills that includes but not limited to tire installation, tire rotation, balancing, flat repairs, or change, performing brake service, and etc. You can call 205-476-2653. For more information, you can also register on Eventbrite. It's April 28th, 2 to 5:30. Registration includes lunch as well as a t-shirt. So please come out and support. OZZz Morning Show is a proud sponsor of the 1888 Kennel presents the Southern Bully Showdown Part 2, November 9th, 2024 at the Bessemer Civic Center. There will be 4 ICBR shows. So please come out. Please come out. If you have any questions, you can contact DeJuan Hall at 205-460-6435, 205-460-6435. We look forward to seeing you there. This is a way of getting all the folks together. So then that way, it's a way of getting your kids involved and having that, making memories. So it's a way of doing it. And that's what we need. We need to make sure we have activities in which the family are building memories for the future. We don't know what time we have. We don't know how long we have. All we know is that we have today, and we need to make the best of today, so that way everything is kosher and everything is fine. And also, uh, we have a pretty much a tragedy, a a huge concern coming up because we're losing teachers left and right. And those of us who are affiliated with teachers, those of us who know teachers, pretty much have a grips on exactly what is going on. Um, in December of 2023, you had 64,000 teachers that left, and that number is to be tripled come at the end of this year. So the amount of teachers leaving, I mean, 64,000 teachers quit mid-year, and that number is expected to triple come to the end of this school year, which will lead to major teacher shortages. Um, there, it shouldn't surprise you, because when it comes to education, especially when it comes to public education is a reflection of society. Uh, with being public education, the public school systems are responsible for teaching every child that is out there. Uh, the parochial schools, the private schools, have somewhat of an advantage over public schools in that they can choose and decide who can come, who can stay, and who they can kick out. Uh, Public education does not have that, nor should it have, because sometimes we fall short when the only solution that we have is to suspend a child. When I started teaching in '88, I had a fantastic principal, Mrs. Barbara McDonald, who told me that these are children that have troubles. These are not troubled children. And when you go and you look and you see exactly what is going on, you pretty much come up with an understanding. Uh, when I was in school, teachers were part of my life in and out of school. You have to understand that back then, everything that we needed in the community uh, was in that community. So we didn't pretty much have to leave that community because everything was there. The church that we attended was there. The schools that we went to were there. Shopping was there. The only time that we went downtown was when it came to clothing. So we pretty much had a sort of like a bubble that we lived in. So because of what is transpiring now, uh, you have a lot of factors. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of pressure that is put on teachers. And likewise, because of the additional stress and pressure and responsibilities, there is no pay increase. And they say that there is no, they don't have the money, but yet the federal government can send billions of dollars to foreign countries. There is no reason for this money to leave the United States going to Ukraine, Ukraine, to Taiwan, to Jerusalem, or to Israel. There's no reason for it. We cannot be the big brother to everybody, and you have billions of dollars that you are sending to foreigners, but yet you're not taking care of your own here. Now, granted, teachers are not the only one that are not making enough. There are others, but right now my focus is on the teachers. Teachers have a lot on them. When I started teaching, I had a good support. I made sure that I visited homes and parents knew me and I knew the parents, so I didn't have any really major problems per se. Uh, I rarely sent a student to the office because the board has stated to the administrators that they didn't want, well, they had set regulations and suggestions and recommendations and stuff like that to the principals. And so to appoint the principals, the administration hands were tied. At the same time, some administrators or some would not give the support that will require for a teacher to be more successful. It is the habit of a school system or of a school that when you have a teacher that is dedicated, that is fantastic in their way of teaching, their way of providing, that teacher is rewarded by being given more responsibility without the pay. So it's to me, it's not a surprise that 64,000 teachers are leaving during midterm, not at the end of the year, midterm. And so now you're bringing in substitutes. You have watered down the profession of teaching because you're not paying teachers what they should be paying, what is relevant. And now you're making it possible for those who were never in education, who never took education classes, to come in and teach. Everyone cannot be a teacher. Everyone cannot be a teacher. Everyone cannot be a teacher. 90% of teaching is personality. 90% of teaching is being able to establish a rapport, establishing a relationship with that student as well as their parent. We become a surrogate. Teachers become a surrogate when it comes to teaching. We become a surrogate parent. And yes, I understand that you have parents nowadays that are just, they want to be their child's friend and they believe everything that their child goes home and tells them. I understand that. I was not a traditional teacher. I was not a typical teacher. I was not, in some cases, the ideal teacher. I taught from the heart. I taught what I felt was best for my kids because when you teach in an inner city school, you not only have to teach, in my opinion, you not only have to teach the subject, but also you have to teach life skills. You have to prepare your kids for the future. There was this thing that I saw that really tickled me, and in its truth. It's the truth. Um, and any teacher can understand this. You know you are a teacher if you talk about your students as your kids. You can tell it's a full moon without even looking outside. You only go to the bathroom at lunch and 3:30. You are in bed by 8:30 on Friday. You get a cold in August or September. You know what hand sanitizer is. Someone asks if you enjoyed your lunch on a weekday and you just start laughing. You can eat, check email, use a bathroom, make copies, and get your school mail all during your lunch. Someone gives you school or office supplies and it feels like Christmas. You visit a store, stop at the book section, and you start organizing the books as in order. That's ideal. That's ideal. That is a teacher. Some people saying that kids are the goats and all. No, but you're taking the humanity out. They're my kids. They're my children. They're mine. When you teach kids that come from inner city And and that's what I taught. So that's all. Kids are kids, no matter where they come from. Understand that. Teenagers are going to be teenagers. So it's a generation. It's a generation. Kids are going to do things. Some teenagers are going to get caught. Some are not. Some are going to be involved in some activities. Some are not. Teenagers are teenagers, no matter where you go. When you teach in an inner city school, there is an element of survival that is prevalent there in the community. Sometimes my kids would do things because of survival, not because of necessity. They do it because of survival. Kids over the mountain, over in Hoover, over in Vestavia, over in Pelham, over in Bessemer, over in Alabaster, they do things because of fun. My kids did things because of survival. And you cannot tell me that you wouldn't do anything, because when your back is up against the wall, you would do what is necessary to make sure that you come out straight without many scars and scrapes. So, but when you become a teacher, and if you're a dedicated teacher, and I can honestly and truthfully say that 98% of those who are in the teaching education, in the teaching field, teaching profession, are dedicated teachers. They know what it takes. They have the compassion. They have the fire, because they want to teach. They want to be in the classroom. They knew automatically that once they went into the education, there wasn't going to be any money there, but they were dedicated. So at the same time, a teacher has a family. At the same time, a teacher has the same responsibility as a parent, because that teacher has a family too. That teacher has bills too. That teacher has kids in school too, has kids growing, graduating, going to college too. Most teachers trying to fund their classroom while also making sure that their house is funded too. It is nothing unusual for a teacher to spend at least between $250, close to $500 a school year or more, especially with the way that prices are now. It's nothing unusual for teachers to go into their pockets and buy things for themselves, buy extra pencils, buy paper, buy notebooks, because being teenagers, some kids are going to come in not with the proper supplies, and you have to supply those supplies. My kids knew that I wanted to be there. And you have to understand, kids know when an adult wants to be there. Kids know when an adult is trying to play them. Kids know when you are sincere in your belief in them. And you'll be surprised that, and it's not, and you have to understand, with this system, with the way that the system is, a true teacher, it hurts a teacher. It cuts in the heart and their soul when they have to leave a profession that they love. It cuts them deep. But when you put so much on them, they have to do what is best for themselves as well as their family. And it's not the parents' fault in most cases, because parents have to work too. Parents have to, in most cases, work 2 and 3 jobs. And sometimes people say, well, you're not putting enough of time with your kids. You cannot put enough of times in your kids when you have to make sure that your kids are taken care of. So see, it's a vicious cycle. You have to make sure that society is being taken care of, so that way society can take care of the teachers. Now, I've been blessed because being here in Alabama, Alabama has the best out of the other 49 states, the best retirement system there is. Now, I had to retire because of medical problems. I have myasthenia gravis. And the last time in 2013, when I went to my neurologist and when I went to my general physician, they told me, my neurologist, Dr. Emily Reiser, told me, you have two options, die or retire. Can you imagine that? Your doctor giving you the ultimatum, you die or you retire because of stress. I didn't know I had so much stress on me because I was familiar with it. I was senior teacher. I taught AP classes. I was senior advisor. I was senior. I took care of everything dealt with dealing with the seniors except for commencement. And in a teacher's world and all, you don't ask for help because 9 times out of 10, the help did not want to help you initially, and they're going to mess everything up, and then you're going to have to go back and redo everything. So you might as well go ahead and do it yourself. Some administrators should not even be an administrator. They were good teachers, but they're piss poor administrators. Now I was blessed. Most of my principal's administration was fantastic, except for two. You had one who was Rambo, who wanted the teachers to help him to get his doctorate degree. I was not one of them. He was a racist, and I do not use that term loosely. He's teaching, or he's a administrator now with a doctorate degree over in Georgia, and was a piss poor administrator. The other one was he had been attacked in school twice, and those of us in education know that when someone in education has been attacked, you're marked. He was indecisive. He was weak. He was a pathetic principal. Always carried a clipboard, and there was rumors that he wore makeup. Piss poor, indecisive, could not make a decision. One of the worst principals I've ever worked for. But sometimes you have to deal with whatever you have, and see, if you are a good teacher, and most 99 98% are, you do what is best for your class. Sometimes you don't have to have the support of the principal, because automatically know what to do. You get the support from your parents. But teachers have to do what is best for them. Education, more focus should be on education and less on all these wars. The Zionists have no reason to receive any money. And let me go ahead and put a disclaimer: the opinions expressed on OZZz are not those of Smash Bros Radio. Palestine should be liberated. The Zionists should be put back where they came from. Palestine should be recognized as a country. There is no Israel. There's never been an Israel. There shouldn't be an Israel. That's just a Zionist talking their poisonous stuff. From the river to the sea, free Palestine. So now after that, so I digress. But society has to pay more attention, more focused when it comes to education. Teachers are leaving. That's why they're leaving, because of the pressure, because they're not being paid. That's why. You have to look at the history of education. You have to look at the individuals who are leaders, cough cough, because they're old generation. They're old generation. They're old generation. They have no idea of what this generation, of what this world is all about. They're living in their world. They're living in their generation. And it's time for term limits. It's time to get rid of these old folks and put fresh blood in there, into the Congress, into the Senate. It's time. Teachers' pay raise should go up. It can be done. Now, here in Alabama, we have several ways of raising the money to get and without really raising taxes. And then there's some taxes that, especially when it comes to dealer tax shouldn't be given free. So there's things that can be rearranged, done away with, revamped, or whatever, so that way you have money for those services. You have money for teachers. You have money for law enforcement. You have money for fire. You have that money, that revenue that is needed, that is required to run a municipality. to run a state. Here in Birmingham, we have 3. You have the monorail system that can be created. You have the sports flex out there in West Birmingham that can be made into a pool and have a worldwide coaches coming in. You have the Gulf of Birmingham that can be built, or the Port of Birmingham that can be built. There are ways, feasible ways to raise revenue, so that way those social services that are required, that is needed by the poor, by the vets, by the children, by the elderly, there's no reason for children not to receive food or to have lunch. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for it. Teachers are stressed out unacceptably. And people have got to start coming up to the plate, getting off of the political morals or the high ground and look at exactly what is transpiring. We are coming up with a crisis. We are coming up, and then most of the politicians want a dummy down constituency because they don't want people to think for themselves. So the less educated a constituency is, a person is, the more they're reliable or relying on someone to tell them what to do. People don't want you to think for yourselves. They don't want you to think for yourselves. They want to be able to tell you what is right for you. How can someone who is making 7 figures tell someone who is living from paycheck to paycheck what is best for them? There should be term limits. There should be a limit on if a budget cannot be passed, but then no one gets paid. But teachers are stressed out. Parents are stressed out. And we have to keep in mind and be mindful that teachers are citizens too. It's hard to be a teacher. It's hard. And then for some people say, well, I became a teacher to get the summers off. I never had a summer off. I don't even understand that logic. When were you able to be off? I was never off. I was always back in school. So, I mean, you 3 months of vacation. And see, that's why I believe that's why it should be a year-round school. And year-round is a misleading, because year-round schooling is not really year-round. There's different schedules that you can do to have year-round. 9 on, 3 off, 9 on, 9 off. There are over 2,000 schedules that you can come up with that will benefit your system. Teaching is different than what it was back during my day. You cannot stand in front of a podium and teach. You have to be interactive. You have to make sure that the activities fit the students where they are now. When you see a teacher today, if you know a teacher, give a teacher a hug. Tell them how much you appreciate them. I appreciate all of my kids. And if I must have done something correctly, because on my Facebook page, 99.9% of them were former students all the way back in 1988. And I also have between 15 and 20, maybe 15 parents. So I must have done something right. But that's why education is in the crisis that it is, because society is messed up. Education is going to be messed up, because education is a reflection of society. So I appreciate you coming in. Please, if you have not done so, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. We also have an app, so please download the Smash Bros app. We appreciate you. I will see y'all on Hump Day. Got a lot going on. Take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Make sure that you allow those individuals that mean a lot to you. They know how much you mean to them. I received, know your value, know your worth, know that you control everything about you. And most importantly, know that I love you more than I love my luggage. Take care of yourselves. Peace.